Sup guys and welcome to Timberborn 1.0. If you never played the game, this guide will help you to start because, oh well, your guys can die pretty fast and I failed like 5 settlements before I realized how it works, so in this video we'll cover all the basics. Since it's beginner's guide for the new players, we'll follow the folktales and play on one of the starter maps. It doesn't matter which one, each map has its own unique features that you have to adjust to. But recommended beginner-friendly maps are pretty good. There are cheesy ways to deal with some problems, there are easy ways, and there are normal ways. It's up to you to decide, I'll cover all of them. The most important part is difficulty. I like to play on hard, and that's why I fail. So for your first playthrough, I recommend either easy or normal because there are a lot of mechanics that you gotta learn. But if you wanna jump into hardcore, Dark Souls style Timberborn, feel free to play on hard like I always do. You can turn tutorial on or off, it doesn't really help you out that much. And there is a customize option. Here you can see the stats. And what's important here is temperate weather duration. This is a good days for your colony. Drought duration. This is pretty bad days for your colony. And bad tides duration, which is like pretty bad as well. So the difference between easy, that good days take 16 to 19 days, bad days takes 2 to 4 days, and 1 to 3 days for bad tides. Droughts are basically when you don't have the water source coming out, and bad tides when you get the bad water coming out. That will kill your crops, and we'll cover that. So yeah, remember those numbers. Now let's check normal, and you can see that here difference is already a bit more noticeable. There are 13 to 17 good days, 5 to 9 drought days, and 4 to 8 bad tide. But if you take a look at the hard, you have 5 to 8 good days, temperate ones, then you get 15 to 30 days duration of drought without the water. So you gotta plan ahead and be ready for that. And then bad tides that will last 15 to 30 days as well, by default. So that's why this is very hard, and you need to be really smart how you play that. So easy or normal is a better way to learn how to play the game. So, you name your settlement, you pause your game straight away, you will get loads of tutorials explaining you how to play the game. They won't really help you out. What's important to learn straight away is the water, where it flows. You gotta learn the water patterns because that means a lot. The most important thing is the water source. This is where the water is coming from. Let's save the game straight away so I won't have to restart. And you can see that it's flowing from that cave over here. This is the water source, and basically this is a cave where the water is coming from for the entire map. Then there is another one over here, and those are 2 main water sources, and you gotta learn the water patterns and movement stuff along the map. And what you need to know is to learn the water flow patterns along the map, so you will have to utilize that. The water is flowing over here, and you can see that the red water, that's a bad water. That's stuff that will contaminate your plants. Do you see that red corruption stuff? Yeah, it will kill your plants basically. So it's not good for your settlement. You don't want to let it go through your base. So what will be our starting focus points? We need to get several things. First of all, we need to start harvesting wood, and we need to start producing wood because that's even more important. Once you cut down the trees, they might grow back, but it will take a long time, and we don't have that time. So we need to actually grow our own trees. Second is to get proper supply of food and resources for our colony. So the first things first, we place the pathing. It should start at the entrance to your town center or wherever it is. Because without it, your guys will not be connected. When you get the green line, it means it's working okay. You want to connect it to the set of stairs that are available by default. They are not everywhere. In most maps, you would like to build your own stairs later. And we need to start gathering wood. So select wood, select the lumber, jack flag, and we will be planting. It's important to plan ahead, like really. You might want to play map a couple of times to learn how it works and then plan ahead after that, because on the hard difficulty, without that, you will fail. So we will use this small reservoir for later needs, and we'll be growing most of our stuff in this area up top for now, for starters. it will be easy to maintain. The cool thing about the lumberjack flags that they are free, so you don't need to waste any resources. So feel free to place them wherever. We will place them straight over here. It doesn't matter. Just like that. Connect them to the road. No, not this. Connect them to the path and unpause the game so your beavers can go start doing things. What else do we need? We don't have any wood available. We would like to use this area for some farming as well. The only issue is though, on the normal difficulty, you can use this area totally freely. It's good. In our case, during the drought, it will dry out and it will cost too much water for us to maintain it. So we might use it, but we will focus our main farming things here. So we'll start with that area. Another thing you would like to do when you place the wood cutting building is to mark trees so they will be cut down. We would like to cut down this area and this area a bit later. Honestly, we can see the amount of workers here. We have 7, we have 9 adult beavers. Some of those are working as builders in your district building, so we have 2 builders here. By the way, if you want more workers producing resources instead of building, you can micromanagement and lower or increase the amount of workers here. That will adjust your workforce. Those are builders, so they construct buildings. Captain Obvious here. Yeah, and we would like to rush towards the forester. That will allow us to grow the trees. I want to show you on the example of our failed village over here, why do we want to plan ahead. We have the bad tide started, and this is why you want to plan ahead. So in most cases, it's recommended to divert it away from your village. Basically, find a way to build something around to make it go somewhere else. We could do it here, theoretically, if we would make a dam over here, look in this area, and moving it from here to the left, over here, out of the screen, and open the dam when we have the good water. When we have the bad water, we can send it away. But it requires a lot of resources, effort, and it's pretty far away from our village, so it wouldn't be easy to do it like that. Another option would be making a dam right here that's totally locking this area from the water coming in, and it can be manually, like automatically. It will go somewhere else basically. Then again, it's not that easy as well. So all the options on this map right now, at least for me, for my difficulty, for hard difficulty, require a lot of resources which we don't have. And that bad tide lasts for 10 days. That's a lot. So you need to survive for 10 days, and the problem is, when it gets close to your village, you can still get water from it at a lower rate. That's good. But your plants, once you will get higher concentration of bad water in the water, will start dying off with this red glow. That means that all those nice growings on this side will be destroyed. And we have this small pool over here that we can fill with the normal water, and this area will still be green and healthy. So that's why we want to plan this area for growing trees and the food, basically. Another option would be pumping the water over here manually, but it's a bit harder and it's a bit further away. And yeah, contamination from the water, killing plants way faster than the drought, so they die way faster. 1 day, half day, something like that. So it will take out your long-term success and it will starve your hard village. On easier difficulties, not a problem. So that's why while we have time, we will get ready for that. So that's the priority for everyone. Get ready and be ahead of the curve. You can't really react to things when they happen already. You need to get ready before they will happen. So we will cut down those trees, we will grow some more trees, and we will try to use this area for food and wood production. We will use those extra areas as well, but we won't focus on them that much because we can actually use this area to grow most of the thing that's needed for our village, and it will be easier to maintain. So yeah, that's the wood that we can supply. Now we need to work on getting the water. We will need to make a water pump. I usually make them here on the right, but since we want to have this area for our agriculture production, we would like to place them somewhere here on the right. So we'll kind of make most of our production areas over here. That requires us to cut those trees first. So let's adjust the cutting orders. So let's adjust the wood cutting orders a bit. Remove these, and focus on this side first, so we can start building there. All right, something like this. And we will definitely need a pathway there. So let's cut the road there, because our beavers have no water right now, and that's not great. Right now we can make a temporary pump somewhere here, so they will not die, because they can. I don't know, let's make one over there. It's a bit further away from the base, but since all our infrastructure will be here, we will be okay. Meanwhile, let's add a little bit more wood cutters, since we want to cut the wood here really fast and efficiently. So the plan, we will use this area for growing trees and crops. We will use this area for production and probably for housing. Another thing, you might increase the working hours to like 18 hours at the start, because they don't have any place to chill, to have fun, to socialize, so they can work for longer, and it won't really hurt them that much. So right, we have the water production, we have the wood production, let's get the food production. There are two things: gatherer flag that can harvest those berries, and the farm. The farm is way more important because berries are temporary, so they won't help you that much. Now when we have the 4 woodcutters, things should be way faster, especially since they already dealt with the trees over there. That's nice. So let's plant crops. In my personal experience, the food is more important than the wood, so we would like to make sure that the crops will stay intact even during the bad weather, bad water. And the bad water kind of corrupts 7 tiles away from the shore, so it will get all the way to here, somewhere like here. So we can use this area for our important crops. Filling this area with water later will prolong it a bit more, but now we know that this area is kind of the safe ground for us. So let's make a good use of it and plant some carrots and build the food farmhouse. With the farmhouse, those log buildings and everything, we also need extra storage. We will add a large pile, I say somewhere here. That will be for the logs. Then we add another one for the planks later. So for now we have one for the logs here. Then we will need the warehouse for the food, and it should be actually pretty close to our food source. The cool thing about the warehouse that you can build on top of that. So most buildings with the flat roofs can be used to scale vertically, and we will try to utilize it later, maybe. For now, we'll just place it somewhere here in the back. That will allow us to use it to climb on that area on top later. Let's lower the number of buildings a bit, because we have a lot of those guys. And we need workers in the farmhouse. Farmhouse range is actually pretty good here, so we're not worried about that. And we need to start producing planks as soon as possible. In order to produce planks, we need to refine logs, and we will need power. There are 2 ways to get the power. First one is water wheel, so we will get power from water, but it won't be available during the drought. So that means that we will use the lumber mill and use another way of getting the power. Let's place it right here. And for the power source, we will use the power wheel, which is basically one of our beavers running over there and doing all the heavy lifting. Be mindful that for the buildings with power, you have the connection area. It's like that blue thing, and it has to be connected to the production building like directly. Or you can use the power shaft to connect it. Both options are nice, but they all require some effort. My plan is to build a power shaft all the way to the river later and use this as a production area. So power shaft costs 1 log, it's not that expensive. So let's make it like that and add the power wheel somewhere here. So it will be accessible, but it will not intervene with our future plans. The beavers are thirsty, and the problem is we can store only 15 water in this water pump. So we need to make storage for water. We have the small tank, which is like, it's a tiny tank. The bigger ones are way better, but they are more expensive. For now, we have to like work with what we have. So let's make a couple of those things here. Water storage and supplies are extremely important. Also, we need to get a lot of wood being produced. Like, it's extremely important because we need to start building them really soon. So landscaping them, that will allow us to store some water on the level where the dam is. The easiest way is to build it here, of course, and to lock this area of the river. But since we decided to make this area our industrial and area where we get the water, and it's bigger, we will use that. So the thing with the water, when we don't have the water source, it evaporates in this game. And it evaporates at a different rate, and that rate is dependent on the surrounding bodies of water. So the more water is around the water, the bigger the pool is, the lower is evaporation rate. I actually checked the Reddit and guides for that because I was curious how to do that. I thought it's going into the soil. No, the water isn't going into the soil. It never does. So yeah. And we need to make sure that we have enough water for our people. So they consume about 2 to 3 resources per day, food and water, each beaver. That means that we need for our population of 13 beavers times 3, that's like 39 water and 39 food per day. And we already have problems with the water, as you can see. So yeah, we will need to add a dam here. Let's see the shortest route. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7. Yeah, in any case, at the top it will be 7 tiles. Here it's cheaper, it's only 5 tiles, but yeah, that water source is nice to have, but the top one would be better, and it will be just marginally more expensive. The problem is we don't really get extra wood production yet, so yeah, we have 2 options during the drought. We can either store water in the water body, like this lake in our case, or we can store it in those small tank barrels, which is actually quite expensive as well. 15 logs, so let's remove one of those, and we'd rather make more of the dams here. Let's just place it like that. That will be good enough. We need to connect it with the road as well because it's a bit far away. You can see that if you mouse over, it says it's too far from the district and cannot be reached. So we need to connect it to the district using the road, and we have some small trees here being in the way. Let's try to make our way around them. Almost made it. Let's cut down this tree. Can we prioritize it? No. Well, I mean, it won't take long, and maybe we can start working on it already. No. Yeah, they already started working on other things though, so it's okay. Those small trees, they will grow, so we don't need to destroy them right now. It won't help us. There we go. Now we have the road, and beavers can go and build the dam as well. That will cost them a lot of wood, but it's worth it. So we can start making planks, but we don't have enough workers for that. Let's turn off some flags. You can always pause buildings. That will allow your workers to leave and do something else somewhere else. And also, I think that we need to plant more food because those fields are not enough for our settlement. So let's get some more of those here. Let's get the sunflower seeds here. And there is a potato as well. I don't want to plant it yet. Before that, we need to make sure that we're good. We will rely mostly on carrots and sunflowers right now. Potatoes are really good for the food production. Although you need to cook them in the grill. But people say it's good for efficiency, so I trust it. Okay, let's remember to put the water source over there. The thing is, workers from the buildings, they deliver resources themselves early on to the storage buildings. That's why you would like to have warehouses, log storages, and other buildings like that really close to your production buildings. That will increase efficiency. Speaking of production buildings, let's add additional large pile and assign it for planks, so we can get the planks over there. Our primary goal right now is to finish the dam before the drought. Or we need like 3 more tanks or something. The first drought is pretty light, but later on, it will be brutal. Let's add couple more lumberjack flags next to other wood deposits that we can utilize, so we can assign our workers there instead of needing them to carry the logs all the way from there to here. Both options are okay, but I mean, it's not that efficient. And I think we are ready to build... oh, we forgot. And we are pretty ready to build a forester, but that requires science. For science, we need a science building that's called inventor. Those things are cool. They allow us to get, well, research, and pretty cheap as well. The problem is the workers in our case. We don't have enough. In order to get more workers and more people, we need to get houses. But then again, our resources are very limited, so we can't get everything at the same time. But for now, we have 7 wood. That will be enough. Let's pause the mill. Let's pause the power wheel. That will give us 3 free workers. Assign them as builders, so stuff will be constructed faster. And also, I think we need storage for berries, because they're here. And, like, we can harvest more. But there is nowhere to store them. Drought is approaching. We have 3 days left. And we have 4 tiles of dam left to build. So we've managed to finish the dam, luckily, in time. As you can see, the water level before the dam is a bit higher than after the dam. That will be really useful during the drought, and especially since we have such a huge body of water, we can use the layers here to see how big that current layer is, and it's like this big. So that's a huge amount of water being stored. And that will help us quite a lot during the drought, I think. I actually never did it before. I used the bottom area beforehand, but it was not that great because at some point they got too long and we couldn't survive that. That's why we're trying it here. So now, when this one is done and we secured our future, sort of, we started gaining the science. Now it's time to build the housing. We will build it here. This area is like free for all. We can still cut wood while we're waiting. Oh yeah, let's assign the berries here. The berries, there we go. And yeah, regarding the housing, these type of beavers, they grow when they have the free beds. Basically, if you have 10 beds, they will get 10 kids. If you have 20, they will get 20. But they breed only if they have 2 beavers living in the same house. So you don't want to overbuild it too much, but you don't want to build too many of them as well, because if you will grow your colony too fast, you won't be able to keep up with its demands, especially on this hard difficulty. Like on easier difficulties, everything will be way easier than it is for us here. So let's start building the living quarters. We can build them vertically or we can build them horizontally. I don't really know what I prefer. I prefer to have a bit more space here for industry. And we'll have the homes, let's say a bit lower, something like this. So let's make a small district that's 4 homes by 3, 12. That's not enough. We need more. Bam. And add the path to those houses. Drought started and the water supply will cut. That means that we are limited by the water that we have over here. I also plan to add additional dam here later, so we'll have this water available too. But for now, we need to start growing the amount of beavers. We need additional house, so we'll focus on that instead. We have enough science for making the wood forester. There we go. We can place it somewhere around here as well, and they can cover the entire area, so it doesn't matter that much. Let's place them here and change the pattern a bit because this is better. And now we need to assign to grow specific plants here. There are various types of trees. It's recommended to start with the pine. Based on the guides on the internet, pine is good. We still have some wood around that we can cut, so we're good for a while. And since we'll have the water deposits here, let's actually add the pines. It's okay. We should be able to handle that. So let's add some pines here. Let's add some... Basically what you want to do, you need to calculate the wood per day. For the birch, it's 1 wood per 7 days per tile. Not great. For those, it's 1 wood per 6 days. You can also get some specific resources from this building. For chestnut, it's 5.75 days per wood. For maple, it's 466 days per wood. So it's already almost well, not 2 times, but way more efficient than birch. And for oak, it's 375 per tree. This is the most efficient way, so we will plant some oaks as well in an area which will never be corrupted, something like this. And we will grow some birch maybe just because we can get extra wood or something. I don't know, we need more trees, that's for sure. So let's try to plant various amount of trees here. This will be for short term, then we'll get rid of them when those trees start growing up, and we will extend the area a bit more. We will also need to place more food sources though. We don't have a beaver there. Let's lower amount of workers to 2. Okay, we don't have any more berries to gather. We can pause that. We don't have order to cut this stuff here. Yeah, this drought won't last that long, but during that time we need to develop a lot of our economy. We can still use like part of this area. You see this one is dried up now, and we will lose the irrigation, but trees can be still cut down and all that, so it's not that bad. So yeah, we could still use some part of that green area without touching the bed water, but we need to make sure that we will still have some reserves that can be used later on. So that's why we have these areas, so we will make sure that some plants will keep growing forever. While we wait, let's talk about well-being a little bit. Well-being is supplying your beavers with things that they need. They need a lot of stuff, and that increases their productivity. So if you click on any beaver, you can see that they have the working speed bonus, movement speed bonus, and life expectancy bonuses. And you can see when you get the next year. So if we'll get to like well-being 10, we'll get 40% productivity, not that much of movement speed, but a bit longer lifespan. So that will be good. And we need to keep our beavers happy. But early on, it doesn't matter that much because we don't have that many options how to do that. So we can just, well, sort of ignore that. All right, we have 2 empty beds and 3 beaver kits, which is not enough. So I want to build more housing. Don't forget that you can flip the building if you want to place it like mirror-like. How many do I want? Actually, I want 3. We should be able to support them. The water evaporates in the morning, guys. So every morning, the level of water will get lower and lower. And this drought, we can survive that. Then, since we have some extra wood and extra time, we can place some decorations that will make beavers happy. Some of those are locked, but we can place the cheap ones. And I recommend to place them somewhere where they go through every day. In our case, it's like place from housing to water, for example, or to workplace. Since housing will most of the time will be somewhere here, we can place it somewhere here, and every time they pass through the building during the day, they will get that bonus from it. There we go, we got the well-being high score. I think we need to plant more oaks, to be honest, because I think it's a great tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So like this area will be corrupted. So we can place more oaks here. And then again, it won't be permanent. The thing is, the oaks take forever to grow. So losing them will be painful for us. As for the faster growing things, it's not that bad. We can withstand that. If we want to progress fast, we will need more science. So for that, we can build more of those inventors, which we can load with workers from other areas which we don't need right now. So let's make 2 more of those, and also well-being campfire, so our guys can chill there and have fun. We have rooftop terrace, which we can't access now. We'll need stairs for that, and teeth grindstone, which we don't need yet. So that will help the beavers that got injured during the work on the woodcutting. The worst thing that can happen with you is you run out of water. So make sure that you track it very closely. It's better to overproduce the water and then pause it than run out of it. It's way too easy to lose all that. So yeah, our dam here survives for maybe like, it feels like it will survive for like 4 to 5 days, because right now we're already running out of water. The cool thing that if we keep pumping water out of it even during the drought, it's not that much of an issue because this is a huge body of water, unlike this area, which is smaller. Keep planting more trees and more stuff as you go, because your workers, your lumberjacks and the foresters, they should work non-stop. So let's plant more oaks here. Let's calculate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My god, I can see crap. 4, 5, 6, 7. So this area won't be corrupted. And oaks with 10-15 days of drought, which is a lot, but in our case might not be enough. Because we can get droughts up to how long? Like 30 days? That will be crazy to withstand. But yeah, in our case, it's important to get the production going. So let's get something that matures faster so we can get the trees straight away. Because running out of trees, that already happened, is a pretty horrible thing. So we'll plant more of those trees and get a bit more of birch trees over here at the outer layer, which is not used by anything else. That should allow us to get more wood cutting experience there. As for the food, let's make sure all the area is being used, because that's pretty important for us to have constant food production. Now we can lower this shift time to 16 hours or so, because first of all, we need to give them time to get more kids for us. Second, we should be able to let them have fun, because our economy is, it's not great, but it's better than before. So we sort of can allow them to do stuff. Oh, this is actually interesting. How the hell water ended up over here? Another important thing, guys, don't let your water or food run out. If you run out, that will cause havoc, because the beavers, they will start running to the food and water deposits when they're thirsty. We can understand that, right? But the problem is that they will cancel their workplace once they get the first water, and all of the town will run there. And if you don't have enough water, if you have like 0, and then all town runs to get 1 water, only 1 beaver will get 1 water, but the rest of the town will run back, and they will get in that loop of running that will lower their efficiency quite a lot. When their well-being is low, their productivity drops by 50%, and overall it's just a horrible thing. So we would like to make sure that we have enough resources here, always being stored in the barrels and all. That will help so much. All right, what should we do right now? We cut down those trees, we cut down these trees, these are still growing. We can grow to this area, and we can also build a dam here, so that will be really nice. Let's add additional dam over here. That's like 5 tiles, and that will give us area to the other shore that we can kind of use as well. Moreover, I forgot to mention that the beavers can go through the water and they can swim, surprisingly, right? So you would need to get the stairs sooner or later. Let's get them right now. First of all, in order to get on top of the housing, we have the spiral stairs for that as well that were recently added to get access to the roofs. They are pretty expensive, so I don't want to use them right now. We'll do the old school stuff, a bit ugly way to get up there. Something like this. All right, now we can order the rooftop terrace somewhere here at the path, and then we can get the stairs to cross to other area, to other shore if we need to. We don't need that though, so whatever. Now, when we have a lot of buildings, let's talk about the priorities a bit. Building priorities are easy to get, so when you order to build something, like a dam for example, you can select the construction site priority. Pretty straightforward. Workers and the resources delivery will prioritize the buildings with higher priority. Then we have the workers priority. That means auto-assigning of your beavers will be based on this priority, and you can prioritize various things manually. So for us, for example, water production is essential, I think, for me personally, and the food production is essential. So we'll have them at higher priority, because without that, the beavers will just die. The rest of that will be not that important, but still needed. Okay, finally the trees are growing, so they will be cut soon. Let's activate this flag. We still need 3 more workers. And just like that, you can prioritize various things. Let's lower the amount of builders. We still don't have... Oh, we have enough resources, actually. We can turn off this flag. And we have one unemployed beaver now. So that means that all the buildings are staffed. That's great. And we need to get the new building as soon as possible. Gear workshop. It will allow us to produce the gears that will be used to get the bigger water reservoirs and other high-tech buildings. So this is like essential. The thing is, in order to get that building working, I would like to get the power production being done more automatically without the poor beaver over here. There are several options how we can do that. First one is water wheel. This is one of the most efficient ones. And it's based on the water movement speed. So we can narrow the passageway to get higher water flow, and that will produce more energy. Another option is wind turbine. It can be anywhere, I checked. It can be on the floor level or really high. It will still produce the same amount of power. I have some tips how to build that later. We can use that vertical power shaft, bam, and place it on top of that. But it requires gears as well, so it's not that easy. So yeah, for now, let's get the gear workshop unlocked. We have enough science for that. And place it right here to start producing gears. Meanwhile, since we want to connect the power to this area on the right, we need to remove some bushes. And we need to figure out how do we plan to move the power shaft. I want to move it like at the top over here and over here and like that. So we need to uproot stuff. So we will use mark resources for demolition. Bam, 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 like that. So we will have more real estate here being free. Although this is a bit far away. Oh no, it's good. I thought that maybe, yeah, it's too far away from the roads. That doesn't count. So in order for it to work, we need to add the road that will be close to that. I think this will be the best option for us. All right, yep. So all those things will be worked on right now. Next technology I would like to unlock will be fluid dump that will allow us to fill this hole over here with water. Oh, I forgot one thing. When you grow trees, you would like to mark them for cutting as well. So it's, yeah, it's basic, but sometimes it's easy to forget. Also, we have that area that's not being used for anything, and our forester is doing nothing. So let's get some pines there or something. I don't know. Drought approaching. Okay. What we really need is to get more food production. We increased the number of our beavers a lot, but our food production stalled. So I think we will place one building here for food production and start producing stuff there. Those things will grow forever. These will grow between those bad water cycles. So drought won't kill them, but bad water will. We can also place them right here. Yeah, it's better to place the food there and get another food production building here, because this small area will be our water source, irrigation source. I just want to get enough science to place it there to see how much of the area we will get irrigated. So let's add plant crops. Let's get the carrots and place them all around here, because why not? It's still within the reach. Then we will cut some of those and get the additional farmhouse building, because I think this area can be farmed as well, and I want to start getting the potatoes. Food variety will increase the mood of our people, and why not? So be really careful not to get into the same trap I'm almost got right now by not growing trees fast enough, because then if you will get there, you will be very limited on wood, and wood is like the core resource for your settlement. So make sure that you have loads of trees being planted everywhere in different areas as well. It would be really nice to have extra water sources like here, and just relying on the normal water is kind of okay as well. Even if you will lose your trees, you can replant them later. It's important that you can keep mining them during the process, basically. We didn't manage to complete the dam in time, so that area is still useless for us. But we can still use the top area. We have some water reserves here just in case. We can pump the water from here, and we can actually, I think, fluid dump. There we go. We can pump the water out. Yes, right here. That's essential for the strategy that we decided to go for hard mode. Basically, if you're playing on normal difficulty and lower, you don't need to micro it that much. You will be okay with the dams. and then working on floodgates instead. That will be a bit higher. So yeah, for us, no, it won't do. Okay, we have the beaver with the teeth problem. Do you remember that building? Teeth greenstone. Let's add it right now over here. This place is kind of useless, so we can fit it there. There we go. So now we pump out the water from this fluid dump. We can also add the floodgate over here later. So we will open it, fill it when the water is here, so we won't have to do the manual labor. But in any case, this area now keeps everything around here green, and that will be working forever. Even if the water here runs out, our water reserves will be pumped here and it will do the trick. So this is the key to success. The main thing is not to run out of water though, because if you have too many of those fluid dumps, they will use up your water really fast. And yeah, look at all this area. We can plant potatoes here. Let's make this a potato area. It's actually a way bigger area of effect that I thought it will be. And we need another farmhouse somewhere here. Also need the grill to cook food. So let's just make a road leading there and add farmhouse. I don't know, this feels weird. I want to place it inside. Something like this. So yeah, now we are ready for really long droughts, because this area over here will keep us afloat for a while. Now when we have the wood production going and food production going, do we have wood production going actually? Not really. Yeah, the berry storage is full, we can't use that. Yeah, now we can work on long-term goals. So we basically achieved sort of sustainability. The only issue we will have is when the bad water will come, it will destroy everything. So that's the next thing we gotta fight with. Our current goals will be getting... Where is it? The bigger medium tank, bigger storage. We can get it right now actually. And place a couple of those barrels nearby so we'll be able to get more water stored. Because the tiny ones, they're funny. Yeah, I know, but they will not help us. Yep. The water from those barrels, it does not evaporate. That means it will last sort of forever. Yeah, I know it looks a bit ugly, but it's okay. We will remove those barrels as well and replace them with the bigger ones later. The thing is, the bigger barrels, they hold more stuff. Small tank, 30. Medium tank, 300. Large tank, 1.2k. So those are great for storing your water. And you can place the small tanks somewhere in the middle and like in various areas in order to supply your beavers with water. Same with the food sources. But before using it properly, you will need a hauling post with the delivery guys, because otherwise your workers will move all the way to deliver that, which is not that good. We'll get to that soon. For now, we need to get a little bit more beavers, so let's get more housing. I feel pretty confident. Oh yeah, another thing, make sure to save the game from time to time, because autosave sort of goes over itself and you might not be able to get to the checkpoint before that when you fail. And effects of your failure, yeah, they will get to you later. For me, it's like one drought that I failed and in like 5 days, my village dies. So it's not that easy. So yeah, let's get more housing. We will build some on the second floor, I think, because why not? How many of those in place here? Not many. We need to start making platforms and we need to get the second lumber mill as well. Is this good? How is our power production going? It's getting there. There we go. Then the water wheel. There are a couple of options. We can make loads of those things, water wheels, but we can make 1 or 2 of those and kind of narrow the area. We will do that. But we need different type of resource for that. We need levee in order to fully block the area. So something like this and like that. But first of all, let's start by placing the stairs down so we can actually travel on the bottom and do stuff on the ground. Another drought is approaching and I'm working on the water wheel meanwhile. All right, we added the platforms to our list of buildings. That will allow us to make buildings on top of other buildings and on top of other things. That's a really important thing. So we will use it to prolong the power shaft to this water well. And then we will need to create some levees in order to increase the flow through this area. I don't know if it will end up in flooding the area or not, so let's check how it will go when we'll do it, but for now it's okay. Unluckily, we didn't get enough gears in order to finish the medium tank, but I think that's because our power here isn't high enough. Yeah, productivity is really low. We don't get enough power input. Yeah, so that building will fix that, or we can start working towards the windmills. We will see. There we go. You have seen how the beavers can go through the water, so those guys can easily maneuver through the water, which is awesome. So I was wondering, like, how do we do that? As simple as that. And if we want to go to the other shore, we just make stairs over there and we're good. So you don't actually need to make a bridge to go to the other shore, unless the area is corrupted. If the water is corrupted, you don't want your beavers to be there. Hey, it's done. It's ready. We just miss a little bit of power shaft. Come on, there we go. Now we get the full power transmission and we will be able to consume and produce more gears. That's awesome. Also, I think we need the second lumber mill here as well for more planks. We'll need a lot of them for bigger production. And it would be really nice to have this medium tank ready before the drought. Both of those, because that would help. Power output 200 horsepower, so 300. It works. The water flow in the area where the water wheel is, it's pretty strong. Drought started and we didn't manage to do it in time. Well, it's not that bad. I mean, could be worse. Beaver is injured. Injured beavers need to be healed in specific building. Medical bed. It costs only 80 signs and it doesn't cost that much to build, so we can add them anywhere. They are tiny one-tile buildings and you will need just a couple of those early on into the game, so it's not that crazy. So there we go, the poor beaver will go there, chill a bit, get healthy, and will be able to go out and keep doing what he's doing. So now we need to think about how we're gonna go with it later. We have two paths right now. Basically now we're self-sufficient, drought, yeah, it's scary, but we can survive that more or less. But later on, for normal difficulty, you can stay like that for a while. For harder difficulty, you need to find a way to get more water and fast and store it better. So we can still store water here for a while, so we can use this area and this area for farming or anything. We will use that soon. We need to think about the future though, like planning. Option A, for the bad water cycles, that's the worst thing basically, that will slow us down. We can make a dam here, and divert the water over there, right? So we'll make a dam here that will be open during the bad water cycles, get all the water over there, and then during the normal cycles, it will just go here. It doesn't need much, because we just need to fill up by one. So we need to fill up this area where the trees are, and we'll be okay. That means just this area and this area a bit. So that will be really easy to do, although there will be a lot of micro here. For this area, where is our second water source? For this water source, when we get the corrupted water, we would like to block this area. I kind of want to send it to this area where the bad water is going. So we'll send the water from here to the right. So what do? We block this area. And probably, well, honestly, any of those paths do not cross our base. So we just need to block this. And we will unblock them when the bad water is out. As simple as that. That will protect our living area here, and we can use all those good lands and kind of expand it and so on. So that's option A, using the current situation, what we have here. There are other options. We can make specific filtering buildings structure that will require us to use, I think it's called field valve, the stuff that will allow us to sort out the bad water in one route and the normal water in another, but that's a bit too complex and that's not beginner friendly. So the easiest way would be using floodgates that are bigger to lock all those areas, like triple floodgates, for example, here, bam, 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 that will lock the entire area. Then triple ones over here. We don't even need triple, we can use double, I think. Because all we need is to lock until this area. And the normal blockers here. And that will solve the situation of this area. It will go whatever. For this area, let's see. If you're not sure, you can always use the layers to make sure that you are doing the right thing. Yeah, so this will be blocked. We don't need to block this actually. We just need to block this one, then it will fill up one floor higher. It will go here to the corrupted area. It's corrupted already. It will flow here. We can just do this. Even easier. I found a solution for this map. We block this. We block this. We destroy this blockage. And the water will flow over there, basically. Instead of... wait. We have a drawback in our plan. Because if we'll destroy this blockage, the water that's going towards us already will not go there anymore. So we'll need to make replace this blockage with the, how's it called? Floodgate. There we go. That's how we will do that. That requires a couple of floodgates here and there. We can start with the most simple ones, because higher tier floodgates are more... No, they are more expensive, yeah. Not by much, though. And that will allow us to divert the bad water from our settlement straight away. And in a pretty proper way, without sending it somewhere off map, because usually, like the guides I've read online, you just get it from here, somewhere there, like bam, go away, we don't need you here, which is lame. So yeah, we will just send it all over here, it will flow, I don't even know where exactly. I think we might have issues. If we don't know where it will flow, we will have issues. We can destroy this blockage and send it over there, and that's it. Anyhow, let's wait till the drought will be over, and we will see what to do with that. Because right now we don't have the water flows. So for now we need more beavers to build more of those farming facilities down here, but we don't have that many. So let's use our cool planks to make the platforms, and we can use this floor for the building purposes entirely. So we can place like extra floors like that, add the pathway, and I think we can make like the stairs going up and up and up, and that will allow us to build this for way longer, like make a huge towers of beaver living facilities and stuff. Grilled potatoes are available. We need to make storage for them. And yeah, the plan B, what we can do, we can use the bad water to generate the dynamite, to create explosives, to make holes in order to have the water storages. Because right now, that's like essential for terraforming, basically. And we don't have that. So that's another thing what we should do. Prioritizing one at a time though, because we don't know what's most important for us. I think we can easily go to this shore right now. It's really close. We just need to make a bridge or something. And that will be really close to limiting this area and that area. That will allow us to make a dam there. So we will do that. And yeah, we can get that bad water right here. So it's really accessible, and we can get the metals as well. So we'll make this our industrial area. So let's try to do that. We'll start with the dams here, and here it's not that far from us, because going for metal is a bit more a complex path. Double floodgate. We need triple floodgate here, to be honest. We don't need a single one. So yeah, I wonder where it's better to build it, at the front or in the back. I think in the front. That requires 500 science. All right, that's a lot of resource, but that will block this area completely. And then another one over here. Bam. As simple as that. And we will be able to block all the water coming towards us. Increasing the level to 1 will already overflow here. And it might go around. I don't know how it will behave. We will see. But it will go somewhere there, I think. Therefore, there are routes around our settlement, so that will help. So let's add the staircases and all. Wow, that's a major construction plan. That's almost a super project, like mega project. I like that. Challenges. Okay, they're already going there. I'm surprised. All right, we got the path to both of those things. The only issue that we need to find a way to get like next to them as well, to build them. So that requires us to get the platforms, triple platforms, I guess. Yeah, it's not that easy. Since we can't walk on the floodgates, we need platforms next to them. Triple platforms is 200 more signs, but that's precisely what we need here. And here as well. Sort of. It's a bit smaller than what we need. But okay, we'll get the stairs down. The good news though, there is no flooding where we have our water wheel, so it's good. And also, as we will build this dam, and we'll have this huge body of water, huge water reservoir, we'll be able to use it later. I think at this level, maybe we can make it even taller. So basically later on we can use it as storage of our water for whatever we need. Because during the drought, that will help us so much to be able to use it for water source. Okay, how many beavers do we have? 38 plus 7, that's like 45. Times 3, it's like 120 food per day. We don't have that much food reserves. So we need to plant more food things and we need to get rid of those buildings. I'm thinking to do it on this shore though, so that will be like supply point for that our production area on the right. So let's do that. Bad tide approaching, we are not ready. We didn't make it in time, we will lose some stuff, but at least we have the plan. So we already have something. Height. So we can focus on the height. Let's get it a bit lower than this. Yeah, something like that. The beavers are doing a really good job, even from that distance. They've managed to build the stuff. Let's get the triple platforms now. That costs 10 planks. It's not that expensive. Okay, and we also need a set of stairs here. Yeah, it definitely won't save us now, but that will be future-proofing for later. Like now, it might be not that great, but later on, that should save us. What's most important for now, for the current situation, we need to make sure that we have way more storage of food and water before the disaster hits. So another medium tank would be nice. This is basically the final preparation. Calm before the storm. Let's destroy this, let's destroy this, and remove those two. There we go. Come on, guys, hurry up. Like, this is low priority right now, since we won't be able to do it in time anyway. Let's focus on the priorities. Low priority. There we go. All that stuff. It's nice to have it, but we have other stuff to do that's more urgent. This one will keep us the carrots. This one will keep us the... what's that? Seeds. Sunflower seeds. We need additional storage for berries. Let's try to make them vertical. I'm pretty sure there is a way to do that. Oh, in order to do them vertical, I think... do we have any goods here? No, no, okay. In order to make them vertical, I think we need to make them facing each other. So let's figure out how we can make the staircase. Basically going up, platform, then storage. Okay, it works. We need more space. Like that maybe? So we'll have 2 platforms. We can use the normal path down here to get the entrance. Like another storage here. Oh, yeah, that will be way harder. So we need more platforms for this. Like this maybe? Well, that will do, but will require a bit more platforms. Stuff like that. And we can get 2 platforms here and we can go like that. But that will be how we will build a warehouse, I think. Mega project warehouse. All right. Carrots, sunflower seeds, berries. Berries will die though. After the bad tide, they will just disappear because of the reasons. Spreaders though. Bread. Let's leave it empty for now. We have 1 day left. Come on. Beavers, clean this up. God damn it, you guys are slow. Well, we have pretty good amount of water. That's for sure. Which one is berries? Sunflower, carrots. It doesn't matter. Whatever we decide will be berries. Let's make this one a berries. Yeah, they're taking their time. So the thing is, during the bad water, we will lose most of the food and tree production. We have pretty good stock of that. The water will still be produced at a lower rate, so it's not that bad. We have 12 unemployed beavers. That's pretty insane. And we don't want them to go through the corrupted area, so we want to change this to a bridge now. How? Just make it a platform, I guess. Because yeah, this is bad for their health. Go back. Yeah, okay. How are you doing? Let's actually... I don't know what will happen. Let's save the game, call it bad tide, and see what we can do about that. So we did insane progress already. We started building the mega, mega triple floodgates and triple platforms and all. Our beavers are not endangered right now. So this area can be bad water, but water here will keep pure, and all those food reserves over here will be pure as well. So that's great. Let's take a look. Going through the bad water. They're happy that they have the wet 4. That's it. Plus 40 working speed. That's so good. They're happy. They're delivering berries there. Okay. So what we need to make deliveries better, we need to make the hauling post that will allow us to deliver resources faster. Let's prioritize this bridge. I really don't want them to die. They prefer to go through the water. Anyway, they don't care. So yeah, as you can see, the corruption pretty much instantly kills the berries. Not really, but fast. They're dying in like one day, the trees. And that's why we've planted the most slowly growing, expensive and cool stuff in the back and most necessary. That means that bad tide, how long it will be, doesn't matter, will not prevent us from producing this stuff. That's survival right here. It should be as wide as 7 tiles, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4... I think it will still grow, but that will give us options. Beaver is injured. Building lacks goods. Okay, I get it. Yeah, it's slowly killing the trees. So we can replace all the trees without, not within its area of effect for oak trees, for more wood production. There we go. That's full corruption right here. It won't go deeper than that. So I would replace this area with more oaks now. Or maybe chestnuts, because we can get chestnut food as well from those. Would be nice. So surprisingly, even though that this is our water, it's not corrupted. It's limited from that water. And everything is fine. It's not growing anymore. Because last time, during this episode, everything died and I barely survived. We had no food, no anything. Now, as you can see, the village is doing well, and beaver is unwell because too much time in contaminated water. It's fine for now, but we'll get sick in a few days. Yeah, let's actually remove that. At least they will not use it right now. And this is the reason we want to divert it to the side. So during the bad water season, we will put the bad water somewhere there, and we'll have this area safe. We'll just put up our, how the thing's called? Floodgates, right. And the water will go somewhere else. Meanwhile, our main area will be safe with the normal water deposits, just like the normal drought. Although be always wary about the water levels. As you can see, it's dropping down again. And we really, where's storage? Need to make sure that we have enough water, always. It says it's supposed to pump the water and bad water slows it down. But I think if there is no good water at all, you have only bad water, they don't work because they're just chilling here. So no water pumps are working, and that's good that we got enough water storage beforehand, because otherwise it might end us. If you are feeling that you might run out of water, pause your fluid dump. Make sure that you don't overdo it. And have a lot of water storage, not only in reservoirs, like natural ones, but in the tanks as well, because those are the most safe, error-prone free, basically. What is this? Adults. Contaminated adults. Poor beavers. Bad tide ended. Cycle 5 begins, and we get the fresh water going out, refreshing the nature. And basically, this is the hardest part. Surviving all those cycles. And what you need to do to survive that? I think that'll be end of the video, because it's been 3 hours. And we are still not done, but we got the main stuff for the beginner players at least. If you manage to go through this, you will be okay. Just make sure that you have the hauling post and stuff later. Yeah, what's the main thing is making sure that you have always enough of water supply. As you can see right now, we got really low, so we were really close to failing that, and that's why I'm building more of those medium tanks, and that's why we're building this. So that will allow us to have a steady water supply. This one is almost completed already. That's dope. Yeah, I want end video. We will finish the dam. That will be mega structure of ours. And then we will end. Surprisingly, not all the blueberries died, but the ones that died, they will not regrow. So this food source won't last forever for you. We have water issues. The water flow here is bad, and because of that, the productivity is low. Let's prioritize water supply by haulers so the guys can focus on working. So the hauling post is ready. I wanted to tell you think about this one. We can prioritize workplace of the hauling post to the minimum. Basically, all the beavers that can find job anywhere else will try to find it there. If all the other workplaces are full, they will start working at the carriers, and that will allow us to have it to the maximum, like 10 workers, and all of those workers will be assigned here only if there is nothing else for them to do. So it's either this or they are idling, and that will allow them to be really good, and that's how you can use the priorities. We have the building that's called construction builder's hut to get more builders if we want to, and we can use it as a priority, like low, not the lowest but low, and that will be good as well because we have 4 basic builders in our main district 1 building. We actually clear the corrupted water finally, so we can get the better production. Drought started. We have the triple floodgate ready. Let's put it to 160. I think this is the high we want. Yeah, it's really hard because it's hard to figure out like which one is 170. So if we want it to be at this level, let's put it to 190 then. It's like almost full level. Okay, so we have this beaver. Look at his profile picture, his face. The normal beavers are like cute and happy. This one is like, ugh! He's contaminated by water, and I have no idea how to cure that. Contamination. There are no options. Maybe he will be healed by in time or something. And yeah, this draw will take already 10 days. Already. And it's good that we are sort of ready for that, but it's still a lot of time. The main issue right now is power production because we don't have it. Our water well, our water wheel does nothing. So it's time to invest into the vertical power shaft and the wind turbine, the simple one. So what do we do now? We will make the normal power shaft here and destroy the power shaft we had here. Make a couple of vertical ones and place a wind turbine on top. What's up? Why not? It worked before. Let's try another one. Bam. There we go. And just like that, we can make those, I don't know, pillars with wind turbines, and they will work. That's a very simple way to get power, and even though water wheel is nice, this will allow us to get easier source of power. And I really don't like to use my beavers running on the wheel. That dude should be really athletic now, but he doesn't look happy at all. Oh damn, it's too high now, so they can't reach it. There we go, we got our first wind turbine. It produced 82 horsepower, and basically it's already more than one of those guys running around. That will increase our productivity for the industry area. And the second wind turbine, as you can see, they have different elevation, but the same amount of power output. I don't really know. Maybe if we'll place it somewhere else. 151 network supply, demand. Alright. Maybe if we'll place them somewhere else, they might need and produce more stuff. Like maybe there are different wind currents or something. But I think this game is more about the water. So probably no. And yeah, we have this really little village, cute little village here now that works really well because of one tiny thing, this little lake. So I constructed all my village around this. If you want to do something different, You can. On the hard difficulty, it will be way harder. You will need to rush for dynamite, so you will get the dirty water and get the technologies. That will be hard. Or you can try to divert the water faster in order to be able to save your village from the bad water. But in any case, you will need huge reservoirs of water later, because I don't know how many barrels we can use to stockpile all the water. And our water here dried out after like 5 or 6 days. And yeah, same over here. So both water sources, this one and this one, dried out in the same amount of time, which is quite interesting, to be honest. I thought that this one will last longer, but not much. Huh. Yeah, the water just spills all around, so I'm curious how it will behave when we'll lock it, because here we already locked it, so it doesn't go anywhere near. So now it goes through this area over there on the right, and we kind of changed the water flow patterns in the area. We got the flood in here already. Okay, that's cool. I like that. And some of the water is overflowing to the left and going all the way here. So this is what I want to test. While we have the good water, let's test it and see where the water will go if we'll lock the exit area for the water. Overflowing water here flows back down so it doesn't spill through the area. Oh, hello there. Look at all that green area. Nice. This is actually pretty cool. There we go. The dam is done, so we can reroute the water wherever we want. It goes over here. Kind of spills through a bit, but not much. Yeah, most of it spills on the left over here and leaving through that exit. We got the new lakes being formed here. Drought approaching again. This is crazy. We had like 4 good days and that's it. Okay, so this is step 1. Step 2 will be later. Basically, in order to survive those tough droughts, we need higher volume reservoirs. And we will start with this one. So we can increase the level of water by making dams here and here, and then getting the water through to our base. So for now it works. It removes the water on the right. We already dealt with the worst thing, the bad water. The problem is that we need to get rid of the ruins in order to conquer this area. So yeah, that's how it works. That's how we avoid that area, the bad stuff. If we want to have more water here that we can use later, like increasing the size of the reservoir all up to here, we need to block that passageway basically. Same way. Well, we can just block it. No, we can't. We need to make one of those things as an opening. Not sure where exactly. We can go with this route if we want to get rid of the bad water here. We can make both of those a floodgates. So yeah, the problem with this floodgate here, that we can connect those things, that will do, but ruins are in the way and we can't get rid of them that fast. But that's the problem for another day, because today we managed to secure the future of our beavers. From this point, you guys know what to do and you will be able to properly play the game and get the basics without dying. Basically, this is the beginning, and this will allow you to get the basics of your colony, and after that you can learn it yourself. I will make more guides on the video later, so you can check out the playlist down below, also playthrough, livestream and other content. And other than that, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write your favorite beginner tips down below in the comments. We'll make more videos on that a bit later. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. It's been Stan Kosh. Have a good one. Bye.